Like, yo, what turned me off of Logic was Futuristic just oversaturates.
What's the name of this podcast?
I don't care what you think,
bro.
Yeah,
you think a lot about artists. I felt like you have like a lot of artists you just don't fuck with.
But that's why I said. That's why I said it's called. I don't care. But Pete, I'm a Logic fan. When I first started this podcast, year one, I had Logic as one of the top, like Kendrick, Cole. I had Logic up there.
Lupe Fiasco said Logic was better than Kendrick at one point.
I never felt that way, but
I never felt that way either. But I'm saying that's how insane Logic's come up was.
But this was my problem with Logic, and it's called I don't care what you think because see how it's my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't care if you disagree.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. So
no, I love that. Yeah.
So what happened was, big Logic fan. I was putting people up on Logic. Mad, we love Logic. Under Pressure is that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
then he dropped Everybody.
Why is it Everybody for Everybody?
I'm about to tell you
That's
what.
always the album that everybody's just like, bro, I just stopped fucking with him at this point.
I always knew he was mixed.
But because he kept talking about it?
You like Everybody?
Yes.
All right. Let me tell you why is Everybody for Everybody. You don't feel like he pandering?
All right, so
that's the problem. There ain't even no second problem. When I heard it, the song he got when it was Everybody. The song Everybody. When he like, yo, I got the cousin named Keisha, I got the aunt that's the crackhead, and I'm like, yo, whoa, bro, I know you mixed. My nigga. Like, then that's when he started using nigga. Like, nigga, this a nigga. I'm like, yo.
No, it's not. He was using nigga on the tapes a while ago.
He was. But this
was nigga on Under Pressure.
This was the tape. It was nigga like the skin was brown, nigga. Like it's like, yo, he said nigga, and I'm just like, yo, where does Logic come from? Like, but it was shoved down my throat. Cause it was like, yo, you could have eased me into I'm about to introduce my black side. But then he started going on interviews. Hip hop don't like me, and I just want the urban people to respect me. And then it's like, yo, you're doing way too much to be mixed. We fuck with J. Cole.
Yeah.
Like, just stay like my whole thing was
Logic's the only biracial rapper that looks white.
But it didn't, like, yo, how are you?
It didn't matter.
Like, and then it was the fan.
But it mattered. It didn't matter to us as fans.
To him.
And no. I mean, it ended up mattering to him. But it did matter a lot. A lot of people didn't give him the respect because they looked at him like, who is this white boy? And like, he's never been through anything.
That's what made it worse. Because then let's take you for an example. Like you said, you don't come from certain areas and certain backgrounds. You looking at Logic like, you know, some of them people you whining about probably don't fuck with me neither because I don't come from. That's what I had the problem with. Like, okay, you was harping that the urban side of him, like the street side.
It depends on what you appreciate.
But he wasn't a street rapper.
For example, Kanye West.
Okay,
he's from South Side of Chicago, right? He's in the Drink Champs thing. He was talking about like, bro, I love like gangster rap music. Like I used backpack music to get where I'm at and like, and I think that when you a fan of that shit and then somebody tells you can't do that shit, like it's so hard to talk about this without sounding like a fucking dweeb, right?
Nah, that's like, good. I got you though.
But like, I have experiences. Everybody knows somebody that can put in work if it's time to put in work, right?
Yeah.
But I don't hold on to that. But anytime that I mention that, it's part of me. I say it like I just said it in this conversation. I got a song on my next. Ooh, not gonna say too much, but I have a song. But I have a song that says, get the fuck out my face with that bullshit. Never killed nobody. That just mean I got a full clip. I mean, that song's not out, but I've said things like that before where it's like, I just said that I never killed anybody. I'm saying who I am. I'm not even, niggas don't even come at 50 Cent for saying you can find me in a club bottle full of bub. He don't even drink.
Yeah.
But they let it go because it's 50. Peace to 50. Respect to you. But I'm saying that like some people just don't let shit down. There's been people who said about me like, bro, he talk like he tough. It's like, what you want me to be, pussy, just because I'm not from your town?
Nah, and the crazy thing is, I'm a big Logic fan. Like, I even reached out to Logic to, like, see, because I know him and Wiz is coming over here.
Yeah.
So that's how I try to get him. Like, I know you coming, so what's up? But my whole thing with Logic was just like I just didn't like that shift because
just wear a safety jacket, have a camera on you, meet him backstage.
I try that because my whole thing was you started whining. Like, you literally were doing interviews. Like, I just went to Urban Community. Let me help you out, bro. They ain't gonna buy it. The greatest street rapper, his biggest supporter is not the street person. His biggest supporter is DMX sell out continents and countries.
But on that same album, he had
good songs on it.
Not talking about just good songs, but I'm saying, like, if we talking about, I think he already realized that. Because he had Black Spider-Man, he had 1-800, he had the Anxiety track. He had so many different tracks on there that's like, I know who my audience is. I know who I can get.
And then look what he was complaining about.
I think he was complaining about it because he knew I think he knew that he was going to do pop or like go into like a poppier area and didn't want to lose his street cred that he worked so hard to build up.
But this was the thing, though. If it's not there, why you starting the conversation?
I think it was there. Nah, he had street cred.
I felt like
to an extent. There's a lot of people that I know from
where he from.
Yeah, but not even where he from. But like, there's people that I knew everywhere. Like, you know, I got so much family and friends in North. Although I'm from Montclair, they was bumping Logic with me around the same time on that Young Sinatra shit. You know, but and he had that audience. And he lost it once he went pop and tried to keep that audience. You got to either do one or the other.
You gotta embrace that you're like I don't know. I just looked at it like this, right? This like, yo, I'm bumping Logic. Mind you, I'm one of the urban fans that he wish he had more of. I'm bumping it like, damn, Logic is hard. And then when he came out and did the whole, you know, yo, I just want to.
I'm not afraid to be black. I'm not afraid to be white.
My man, this
I get what you're saying, man. But Logic makes fun of himself about this too. I think he's realized, like, in
like even the Joe Budden thing, that he Logic is the example. As a big fan of his, he's the exact example of the Kappa Facts question he asked. Do what people think of you? Should you not let that bother you? Because
it depends on who it is.
He let Joe Budden push him into the Joe Budden.
It depends who it is, yo. Because, like, maybe Joe Budden might not be the person to do that for me. But if it was, I'm trying to think of another, like, somewhat underground legend. If Immortal Technique out of nowhere was just like, Samad Savage is the worst rapper ever. That shit would get to me. I see what you trying. That shit would get to me. And it's like, I've never met Immortal Technique. I mean, I've talked to him on, like, line, but I've never met him. Yeah. But who he is in rap is the reason that shit would hurt more than anything. And I don't think, like, I feel like Logic is entitled to feel how he feels. I think he understands it wasn't it was a bad mistake to make him feel that way. But you can't control how somebody you look up to saying something about you feels. And I get it. Joe may look at it like, yo, that's soft and that's not what hip hop is about and whatnot. But I think it's honest. I think it's human. And I think that it's been a long time since people were that honest.
I swear, yo. And it really like it hurts me so much that Logic did that, because now when I bump his music, I just hear somebody who is now trying to get rid of, like, you crossed over, you was the pop fan. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's trying his hardest to get that off his name. And I'm just like, yo, be you. Just be. One thing
I think he is being himself now.
But it's after he messed up. How do you mess up both fan bases?
Did he mess up?
I feel like he messed up both fan bases.
That man is a multi-millionaire.
And he's still not happy because the urban community don't bump his music.
I don't think it's a matter of that. And I don't think it's
that came out his mouth.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
You was up, number one album, 24 million records sold on Defjam.
But I don't think it's like in a pandering like way with that, like.
I just felt like that album was. Nothing after that. Yeah. Like Bobby Tarantino 2, 3, all them shits are good. Yeah. It's just everybody was the tape that was like, why'd you do this, bro?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he thought he was going to be like the great biracial hope. You know what I'm saying? For all of the kids who are biracial.
That's smart. Sure I get that.
I'm sure he has a lot of biracial fans who are in like the same predicament where they look more white than black and they feel like unaccepted by either side. And I feel like that shit helped a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
but I do think he's
elite.
elite. I do think he's elite.
Yes.
That's the only tape.
He's one of the best rappers.
That's the only tape in his catalog I got a problem with. I don't have a problem with nothing. Even Vinyl Day. I ain't even got a problem with Vinyl Day.
Vinyl Days was fire, but you ain't got a problem with what's the name of it? Something of the Dangerous Mind. The one where he talked about sucking dick.
No, I like that tape. You talking about the one where he was like, if I say I want to suck a dick, that's the only thing I care about?
Yeah, I get what he was doing there. I'm just making fun of that moment.
This is the reason why I don't have no problem with the other tapes, because the other tapes is him being him. It ain't no over the top, here's the black side of my family music. It ain't no over the top.
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. I didn't like
that. Was the tape but I like Logic. I like Logic when Logic's being Logic. I don't like Logic when Logic.
I feel like Logic is being Logic on All the Young Sinatras, on Under Pressure, on
Then you say that about the urban community and you got the entire Wu-Tang. Minus the dead members. You got all of them on to do. You see, you're more important there than you think. Wu-Tang Clan is as underground as it gets.
And you got all of them.
Every member. Method Man, the fucking U-God. Niggas, we don't even listen to it. Like, you had all of them.
Yeah, every single one.
So, you are that. It's just, that self-confidence, bro. That's why I always tell people when the phrase money can't make you happy be true. Because if Logic didn't sell all those records, he would just be happy to know that he could sit in the room with M.O.P. and Mobb Deep, and they'd be like, yo, Logic, fire. Like, he will trade all that shit in to sit next to just some old school underground hip-hop legends that think he dope. That's all he wanted from his career.
Because he's always been, and we're going to get off of this, but he's always been, like, a fan of rap. He's always been the rap fan. Like
Eminem, I got you.
Yeah, so it's like, and you could say, being black and white is his thing, but I feel like it's weird that, like, we don't talk about anything else that these rappers repeat over and over and over and over again. But we do that with Logic because he's talking about being black and white, and it's just because most people can't understand that.
That's
what I'm saying?
That's a great way.
But we find with such and such talking about selling drugs for 10 albums straight, or such and such talk about killing niggas for forever. It's just I think it's very selective, and Logic got way too much hate that he didn't deserve. Especially
I'd like to hear y'all on the song.
I would love to rap with Logic. I would love to work with or sign with Bobby Boy Records. You know
what I wish y'all would have did? Let me tell you before I let you go, dead ass. He got Black Spider-Man.
I got Black Tom Holland. You know what's funny? Everybody associates those two. Let me tell you the reason why I made Black Tom Holland. People just read the title and was just like, oh, like we already got Black Spider-Man. We already got Miles Morales. And it's like, I didn't name it that because of Spider-Man.
I believe you.
It's because of Tom Holland and who he is as a person. Like, that dude is a really, really good person, and his come up from going from being bullied in school to becoming this amazing actor who uses all of the clout and things that he get for good, visiting cancer patients and whatnot, donating to so many different charities, starting his own nonprofit with his brothers, and just the kind of good person that he is the reason why I made Black Tom Holland, his come up story and who he is. And I try to make that, I only had like one line in the hook and one line in the verse about it, but I said they was hating on him back in high school, and I'm a paper thicker than the Bible. Come and take a gander at my boo. Guess it pays off to be the nice dude. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's okay to be a nice guy and be all of that because your day gonna come kind of story.
But let me spin it on why I looked at it.
It was also a throwaway.
Let me tell you why I looked at it like that real quick. The reason why I appreciated your song was because, like you said, it was a nod to him, who's also Spider-Man. So if y'all would have got together, he could have gave it to you from being the superhero part, because he's the superstar rapper. And you're so when I put the mask on, it's like, all right, there's Black Spider-Man. But when it's off, I'm the Black.
Yeah, Tom Holland. Yeah, I guess so.
Because you're rapping from the.
I'm saying I guess so, but truth be told, I would be like, bro, let's just make a difference.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like y'all. All right, here's a better way to put it.
Yeah,
y'all are creatively similar, then you know. And that's how
I agree with that. I think we're both extreme students of the game. And I feel like me and Logic, we'd probably have to spend like 24 hours of just talking before we get to actually making a song, because I feel like there's just so much that we could talk about and whatnot. You know, of course, I respect his life and him having a wife and kid. I know he wouldn't be able to spend that much time, but I feel like the conversation would be a lot more beneficial than the actual song.
And then, hopefully, because that's one feature from yours, I would let it hit.
Yeah.